Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Bright and early.
Bright and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, good morning. You know, yesterday for Under the Radar, we did this story about David's Bridal going out of business.
Oh,
right, filing for bankruptcy. Did you know that 1 in 4 brides gets their dress from David's Bridal?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because it's
affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable, but it's also popular. Like you used to see it in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
And they said the reason is because Mano had asked me when he was here yesterday, why do you think they're going out of business? And I was like, I feel like a lot of people are doing, less traditional dresses, and they said that is one of the reasons. And people are also going to thrift stores, and then there's just a lot of competition online.
There's a lot of different options now. I feel like I was a bridesmaid a million times, and back in the day, that's where we would have to go to get our dresses.
Yeah, man, they had 10,000 employees, and they're laying off 9,000 of them.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of employees.
But we see all these places going out of business. Party City filed for bankruptcy. Bed Bath & Beyond, as we all know, because I keep getting these 20% off coupons.
They have a million coupons.
In my email. I'm like, aren't y'all closed? All right, well, we do have some fun things happening on the show today. Fridayy is going to be joining us.
Okay.
Philly's own Fridayy. You know him from, popularly from God Did.
God Did.
But he has his own, and he's got some interesting stories to tell, so I'm excited for him to come up here.
Okay.
Just to talk about even how that even happened with that song and being on there with John Legend and Jay-Z and how DJ Khaled reached out. Also, we are doing our Gurus of the Gram today. There are all these experts on Instagram.
Oh, my, they drive me bananas
But
sometimes.
we love sending them to each other.
Yeah, all day. All day.
Yeah.
All
Yes, and
day.
of course, we always start off the show where we get to shine a light on somebody doing something amazing, something positive.
Okay.
That's how we like to get our energy up for the show. I've already taken my vitamins. I've already made a dairy-free coffee milkshake this morning.
You worked out too as well, right?
I worked out this morning too.
Look at you.
I'm exhausted.
This show has just started, Angela.
Right. By the way, this would have never happened before the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I don't think in life worked out
Before the show.
Woo. But yeah, new day, okay? All right, so you guys call us up. 800-292-5150 is the number. Who do you want to shine a light on? And that could be anybody. Somebody that you don't even know who did something positive, family member, somebody who's just a friend, whoever it is that did something positive. Let's call, let's shout them out, let's shine a light on them, and let's spread some positivity because we need that. 800-292-5150. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday?
Yes, I ordered some stuff from Amazon. When is it going to get here? I mean, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah. It should be. It probably is here. It probably just got lost in the sauce.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while
to get to the appropriate person.
All right. Well, now we are doing Shine a Light on Them. That's when we celebrate somebody who's doing something positive, and you guys get to join in on the spreading love. 800-292-5150. And today I want to shine a light on somebody who I've actually known since I was a teenager.
Okay.
It's my boy Scotty, Scott Lee. He owns Engine Room Audio, which is where we record Lip Service.
We love Scotty.
Yeah, it's a lot of artists record out of there. A lot of people also do their podcasts out of that studio as well.
Yes.
And Scotty just, watched him go up the ranks to become his own studio owner, which he's done for quite a while. They do a lot of mastering of projects there too. But when I say a lot of artists work out of there, like I've seen everyone there, 50 Cent, Dave East, Skilla Baby recently was just in there when we were finishing our last episode of Lip Service.
Yes.
And so I've been working with him. Oh, yeah, Pop Smoke worked there. A lot of people.
Yeah.
I see all the plaques on the wall.
Everyone runs through there.
Yes. And so it's a great time. And they've also been remodeling. And I know the pandemic was a tough time for a lot of businesses, but they've, I think, managed to maintain. And part of that is good leadership and treating your clients well. So shout out to my boy Scotty and his son, who, by the way, went to go visit my college, Wesleyan University.
I know he had an amazing time, I heard.
Last weekend. And it looks like that is now his first choice.
Okay.
Shout out to little Joshy, who
All
I've known
right.
since a little baby.
Bye,
All
bye.
right, now who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Reezy, good morning.
Good morning, Yee. I'm so glad I got on.
I'm glad you did too. Who would you like to shine a light on?
I just wanted to shine a light on my new album that's out, streaming on all platforms. It's called Still Reezy 4.
What's it called?
Still Reezy 4.
Okay, still Reezy 4. Okay, Reezy. Got you.
Yeah. And then my name's Reezy Peace. They can follow me at ReezyPace. I'm on all the social medias. But yeah, make sure y'all go check out my new album. It's streaming on all platforms. And I'm the dopest female rapper you ever heard in your life.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Reezy. We'll make sure we check that out.
All right, thank you so much, Yeezy.
All right, Reezy and Yeezy.
I met you at Angela Yee Day. Angela Yee Day was super lit.
Okay, it's coming up again in August, so make sure you come back out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Alfonso, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Who do you want to shine a light on?
Listen, I want to shine a light on the abundance of black men that are right now coming to me for therapy. So
Okay.
I'm a licensed mental health therapist, and I just got a abundance of them for the past 2 weeks. So I just want to shout out to all these individuals that's investing in their mental wealth. So shout out to all y'all, and shout out to you, Angela.
Where can people find you?
Absolutely, you can find me on the gram at Fonzo Therapist. Brightside Medical Associates, Brightside Counseling, Google Alfonso Nathan, and I will definitely help you be able to find, some help for mental health needs.
All right, I'm going to pass this on to Mano when I see him.
Absolutely.
All
Let
right.
him know. I talk with a lot of artists as well, so you know what I mean? That's no problem. All right. But I appreciate you. I appreciate everything y'all do, and make sure everyone is investing in their mental wealth and protecting their energy.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for calling.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on 'em, brought to you by Born in Roma by Valentino. That's what this whole studio smells like, because we spray that every day. Available at Macy's. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie. We'll be talking about Jonathan Majors. There have been some major changes in his career. We'll tell you who is leaving him. And according to rumors, he's being let go from certain projects. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Oh, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
Yes, and let's get to this Yeetie. Jonathan Majors, he's been dropped by his talent manager, Entertainment 360.
Okay.
According to several sources, this is a Deadline exclusive. They said the recent move by Majors' longtime manager comes 3 weeks after he was arrested on domestic violence charges in New York City, and it was due to issues surrounding his personal behavior.
Okay.
That's what they informed them. Now, he also has been dropped by his PR firm. They initiated that breakup in the last month as well.
Okay.
And as another element, they said that Fashion House Valentino mutually agreed that Jonathan Majors would not be attending this year's Met Gala as one of its guests representing Valentino. So that's not going to be happening.
Woo.
Now, nobody has actually returned any requests for comments, but he was arrested March 25th over an alleged domestic dispute with his girlfriend.
Yes.
Now, his attorney is saying that he's completely innocent and is probably the victim of an altercation with a woman who he knows. There's been also all kinds of rumors that he's going to be replaced as far as playing Dennis Rodman. That has not been confirmed. And according to, other reports, they're saying that they're just looking around to replace him in roles, but none of those things have been confirmed.
Okay.
So those are just rumors at this point.
When it rains, it pours.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right, now Kanye West, there's a BBC documentary that is going to, quote, uncover revelations about him.
Okay.
According to Variety, it's called We Need to Talk About Kanye, and it's been sold to several different countries. After BBC originally ordered the documentary in February, they said networks in Australia, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Belgium, and Finland have all secured rights to that documentary. So they said it's some world-class journalism and unique access to members of Ye's inner circle. It's a revelation-driven film which sheds new light on recent events. And they said Kanye is indeed aware of the documentary's production, but has no involvement and no creative control over this.
Okay. He said, I want to be left alone. That's what Kanye said. I want to be left alone.
Right. I can't imagine him wanting to be involved in this. He's been, I think, laying a little bit low.
Yeah, he has.
Right now.
And we can appreciate that.
All right, and Netflix has been sued over the Kanye Genius documentary.
Right.
According to reports, Netflix and Chike and Kuti, who are the filmmakers behind the Kanye Genius documentary, are defendants in this lawsuit. A woman from Chicago claims that they exploited her with its release. Now, the suit was filed by Cynthia Love, and she originally made a cameo in the Through the Wire video, which Kuti and Chike directed also.
Right.
and they said she was paid $20 for that appearance. She was dancing inside a restaurant. She says she was in an altered state and not capable of providing consent at the time, and she's upset that an extended version of that moment was then shown in the Genius documentary. It represents a part of her past that she'd like to move past, and she claims she's now been sober for nearly 18 years and repaired relationships with friends and family, and that documentary revealed her dark past to many who are unaware of her background, so she had to rehash these bad memories.
Okay, she's only suing for $30,000.
Right, and she's saying that, and that's a minimum of $30,000 in damages.
Yeah, but usually minimums are more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the scene that she's referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, I did too. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you be embarrassed if that?
More horrified.
But I think the main thing is I don't know if she signed a consent form or not.
She said she was in an altered state, so it sounds like she did, but she was in an altered state.
Yeah. So I don't know how that holds up in court.
Yeah.
Because
I wasn't really of clear and sound mind kind of thing.
Yeah. So
it is embarrassing though. And $20? Come on now.
Well, this 94 Freaknik documentary is going to be embarrassing for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And according to reports, a prominent group of black professionals are suing Hulu over that documentary release. So many of the people who were in this are now in their 40s and 50s and in the prime of their careers.
Okay.
And there's a group of prominent black professional women who plan to sue based on concerns about what could potentially be exposed. They're filing a lawsuit in Atlanta's federal court against Hulu. They're saying it's unlawful because they did not sign media releases.
Okay, well, that's a fact.
They said it's one politician, 3 high-level corporate executives, and 1 judge.
Can't they just... okay, judge.
But they're trying to remain anonymous right now.
Of course they are.
Ooh, this is going to be crazy. I see some guys upset, too. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss the things that we did last night.
Okay.
Just like what everyone else is doing. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. And About Last Night is where we talk about what we did last night. Now, I was in Vegas over the weekend, and I flew back in on the red eye, which means I landed at like 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And then came to work, jet lagged, exhausted.
Were you on Delta One? Were you late all the way back?
No, they didn't have that available. So it was just regular first class seat. Not the laid back seat. So yes, my back hurts right now.
Right, that's what I was getting at. Okay.
So yeah, I did not sleep really well on the flight. I did sleep off and on. Then came to work. Then after work, had an interview. Then had to do a Zoom. I had a lot of different responsibilities yesterday.
Right.
And let me tell you something about me. I feel an obligation to do things. Like, I know people who will be like, oh, I'm canceling. I got to take care of my space and my boundaries, X, Y, and Z. But if I say I'm going to do something, I'm very dead set on, I got to try. It's very rare that I cancel. Like, I've had a couple of things because of launching this new show that I've had to reschedule or cancel, and it breaks me like every time. I hate not being reliable.
Right, yeah.
Now I want to ask you, how quick are you to cancel? Because I also know people who, if they say they're about to do something or go somewhere, there's like a 75% chance that they're going to cancel or reschedule. And I don't want to be that person.
Some people are professional cancelers. You know it's a 50% chance that they're not going to,
There's certain people that I know if we're supposed to do something or we have something scheduled, I don't even act like it's happening.
I know people like that. I don't cancel unless I'm really sick.
Right.
I just try to just kind of power through and push through. But I also don't say yes to a lot of things either.
Now, that's the important thing, right?
Yeah.
And I also feel like as a respect thing, as soon as you know that you're not going to do something, the earlier you can give somebody a heads up, the better.
Yeah.
Right? And, being valid, being like, look, this came up, so I won't be able to do it. Instead of, sometimes we procrastinate and wait till right before, and you're like, hey, I won't be able to make it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's not cool.
And I think that's definitely not cool. So that was just a conversation I was having. I like to be known as a person that if I say I'm doing something, I'm going to keep my word. I like to be reliable to my friends. And sometimes it is to the detriment of my own.
Yeah, because you got to make sure you're not overextending yourself. Because you say yes a lot of times,
right?
And then you're kind of miserable afterwards. Not during it, you're not, but you're like, Jazz, I can't. Like this is. I'm like, okay, well, why are you telling all these people yes?
Yeah, so I try to balance it, but I do feel like I want to do my best to support other people.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because then I need things, and I don't want to ever. I also hate asking people for things that might have needed me in the past and I didn't deliver.
Yeah, but best believe they don't mind asking you.
Best believe it. We actually, there's somebody just canceled on us.
Yeah. But the thing is, you knew it.
And I knew it. And I said, I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
But there was an artist that was scheduled to
They were in the books.
Yeah, they were in the books. Mm-hmm. And it just got canceled for today. And I had told you.
Last night you said they're going to cancel.
Yeah. I was like, this person never, But I don't want to be that person ever.
Yeah. Well, you're nowhere near that person.
I don't want to be like that. But anyway, that was just about last night. Me, pushing myself to
the limit.
And then I always feel good afterward. Like, I'm glad I took care of that now.
Yeah, you're tired afterwards.
But I'm glad I took care of it, or else I would have still had to do it.
Okay.
All right, now let's do our Gurus of the Gram. When we come back, we're going to talk about this topic. This is Zion Zakai on Instagram, and he is basically talking about petty situations in relationships and arguments, but maybe they're not so petty. Here's what he had to say.
If you're in a relationship and at any point your partner tells you that it makes them uncomfortable that you're engaging with another person, stop liking, stop commenting, stop following them. Completely stop all of the engaging you're doing with that person. Don't argue with them. Don't try to justify your actions. Don't try to negotiate with them. Just stop. Prioritize your partner.
All right. I want to see what you guys' thoughts are on that, because sometimes your partner wants you to do things and it's a red flag.
Right.
If they're upset and jealous of everyone and everything and insecure. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they have a valid point. We want to see what you think. Okay. It's Gurus of the Gram, 800-292-5150.
The Cap or Nah. They are Gurus of the Gram.
Yes. What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And we are talking about Gurus of the Gram. We send each other these all the time.
It's a little sickening.
Yeah. It's all these Instagram experts. And sometimes we agree with them and sometimes we don't. Mm-hmm. Now, this is Zion Zakai, and he is talking about whether or not you should listen to your partner if they tell you they're uncomfortable or they don't like you communicating with another person.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship and at any point your partner tells you that it makes them uncomfortable that you're engaging with another person, stop liking, stop commenting, stop following them. Completely stop all of the engaging you're doing with that person. Don't argue with them. Don't try to justify your actions. Don't try to negotiate with them. Just stop. Prioritize your partner.
All right. What are your thoughts, Jasmine? Would you just stop if your significant other said, I don't want you communicating with this other person?
No, I don't. I feel like if I'm not a cheater and I'm not doing anything inappropriate, if I'm leaving kissy faces, I can see that being a problem. But just liking someone I know, if I know them, I don't think there's anything wrong with following them. And if I have a history of cheating, I understand it being a problem. But
and if it's somebody maybe that you used to date, what about an ex?
I don't have any issues with my exes, so I can still follow them.
Right. I've actually, I follow a couple of my exes, and every now and then we speak, and they might hit me up if it's a holiday or my birthday.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. Now, I think if you're constantly talking to somebody and it's they're hitting you at midnight, 1 a.m.
It's come on, what? Yeah.
That's a little bit all right, now that's too much.
Now you're violating.
And I think that you have to take that into account, whether it's something that you feel like is a ridiculous request or whether it's something that is, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because sometimes it does make sense. Sometimes it's okay, it's inappropriate for somebody to be calling you at this hour. And I think if somebody respects your relationship, they'll agree with that.
Yes.
I'm not even going to do that. I know she's with her man.
Right.
Or he's with his girl, so I don't, whatever.
So he can't be sending you eggplant emojis at 3 a.m.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. All right. So I want to see what you guys think. Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Ashley. How are you?
I'm good, Ashley. How are you? What are your thoughts?
Well, to me, this is a 50-50. I have 50-50 feelings on this. So I feel like if my partner asks me what's to stop engaging with someone, right, I will consider their feelings. But I always sense of things when it comes to men, if it was the other way around, how would they feel about it? When you tell your man you don't like him doing something with another female, they make it seem like you're jealous of their friends.
Right.
So this is really a sticky situation for me.
Yeah, because I think it depends on how reasonable is it, right? Is he thotting on social media, liking a girl's picture, leaving comments, and it looks crazy?
Right.
Or is it somebody that he really is friends with, who you're comfortable around, who you've been around? It depends.
And does he have a history of doing inappropriate stuff on social media? I think is probably the bigger thing.
Yeah, but you also have some men where even if the person is just your friend and they know it's just your friend, you tell your friend look nice, they be jealous. Some guys really struggle with their own insecurities and they project it on you as their partner.
Right. Okay. And sometimes it's because they done did something.
The guilt.
Yeah. So, and they're like, she must be doing the same thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So for me, if I'm not being inappropriate with the person and you coming at me, I'm going to look at you like you're stupid. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would I just stop talking to my friend because you feel away? I want to tell you to start talking to your friend.
Right.
That's insecurity. So, hey, go to therapy. Seek help.
Okay. Well, thank you. She answered the question for herself.
You did.
Yeah, I think it's all subjective depending on the circumstances, too.
Yeah. You're right, but I'm still tell him go to therapy, seek help if it's just my friend.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Hey, Dimitri.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
What are your thoughts about gurus of the gram today? If your friend, if you're whoever you're with, your significant other told you to just stop communicating and stop doing all of that with someone else, would you listen?
You have to listen. You have to stop because it goes both ways. It's a respect thing. I know some people don't like that, but out of envy and jealousy, but you have to stop and listen to your partner if you want the relationship to last.
Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Did your significant other have reason to be concerned about you doing some of that stuff on social media?
Yeah, I think it was more out of jealousy, but at the same time, it goes both ways again. You just have to listen to your counterpart. If you want the relationship to work.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Hey, Alex.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. What are your thoughts about gurus of the gram? If your significant other told you stop liking pictures, stop communicating with a member of the opposite sex, would you pay attention?
I think there's levels to it, Angela. And what I mean by that is if you're married and your spouse has a feeling one way or the other about somebody you're communicating openly with online, then I think you should respect their wishes. But if you're dating somebody and they're trying to stop you from talking to this person or that person or interacting with this or that person, big red flags.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're married, it's okay. But if you're not married, then red
Do
flag.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have the right to tell you.
But what if you're working toward getting married and they're like, look, I can't take you seriously if you're doing these things?
Well, then my next question would be, why are you worrying about the next person? If I'm sitting here looking you in your face, then why are you worried about the next person?
Until that ring is on the finger.
Then it's all bets are off.
All bets are off. You're a free agent.
Thank you.
Free agent. I love it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Gurus of the Gram. We do that now every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Where we take a Instagram guru and we see what you guys think. You get to weigh in whether or not you agree or disagree because we do this in our spare time.
We do.
And when we come back, we have Yeetie. We'll be talking about Chance the Rapper. This video that they are saying is from Jamaica Carnival of him dancing, really whining on somebody. And it has sparked quite some controversy with different sides weighing in. We want to see what you think, but we'll talk about it. And Yeetie is Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
All right, what's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
Okay.
I'm not just a brand, I'm my own brand.
Thank you, Angela.
All right, and Chance the Rapper has been called out because of his dancing. It looks like he was at Jamaican Carnival.
Okay.
And you see him behind a woman. She's, grinding on him. Mm-hmm. He does give a little slap.
You brought that to my attention, the little slap.
Yes, and so the thing is, right, when you go to Carnival, people do dance like that, and it's not a big deal. The slap was where it got a little extra.
For you.
But people were saying it's a side-eye because he's married, and everybody was like, aren't you married, aren't you married? Who knows if his wife is mad or not?
She might be okay with it. If you go onto the Jasmine Brand Instagram, we also have another clip of him dancing with another young lady like this. I didn't see another slap for this other young lady, but...
Right, and I think he had to know he was on video. I mean, there's people around, and Carnival just kind of gets like that. It looks like he's holding a drink in his hand.
How would you feel if your man was doing that?
I mean, if it's Carnival, it's not really...
It's Carnival.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal at Carnival.
What about the smack?
The smack is a lot. But, how would you feel? What if he was in the strip club and the girl was dancing and then he smacked her? And then
It's a strip club. I'm okay with that in the strip club.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then you might be okay with this too. It's carnival.
It's carnival.
Yes. Okay. All right. Tory Lanez, his sentencing has been delayed again as his attorneys are filing a motion for a new trial.
Okay.
They said they plan to file on May 1st a supplemental response to the motion that has further delayed the sentencing. The judge on yesterday set a hearing for May 8th with the expectation that the sentencing will happen within 30 days of that hearing if the motion for a new trial is denied.
Okay.
This has been going on, right?
I know it feels like it's been a really long time and it's being dragged out or drug out.
All right. Now, people are saying, Megan needs some closure. And Megan Thee Stallion, by the way, has recently done, in her own words, talking about everything that happened. She said, I don't want to call myself a victim. As I reflect on the past 3 years, I view myself as a survivor because I have truly survived the unimaginable. Not only did I survive being shot by someone I trusted and considered a close friend, but I overcame the public humiliation of having my name and reputation dragged through the mud by that individual for the entire world to see. So you should read the whole entire article that she did in her own words. She said she started falling into a depression and didn't feel like making music. I was in such a low place that I didn't even know what I wanted to rap about. I wondered if people even cared anymore. And she did take a break, by the way.
She took a significant break.
Yeah, and this is all from Elle.
Yep. And she said that, I think she said this is the last time she's going to talk about this publicly.
Yeah, she said, my heart hurts for all the women around the world who are suffering in silence, especially if you're a black woman who doesn't appear as if she needs help. So many times people looked at me and thought, you look strong, you're outspoken, you're tall, you don't look like somebody who needs to be saved. They assumed that per preconceived stigmas, I didn't fit the profile of a victim and that I didn't need support or protection. So she talked a lot about the backlash that she got after speaking out from that incident.
Okay.
All right. And Daniel Caesar's latest album, Never Enough, that's his first album in 4 years, is his most successful project to date. Number 2 on Billboard's top R&B albums. It debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200 charts. It got 30 million streams since it dropped. That's the biggest sales debut for a male R&B artist this year.
Congratulations to Daniel.
Congrats to Daniel Caesar. All right. And that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we do have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily headline news stories, although sometimes we have to do that because there's no way to avoid it. But we try to give you stories that may not, be everywhere. It might be some things that we feel like you need to know, and maybe you're not hearing it on all these other platforms. We want to make sure you're aware. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, we have Under the Radar.
Under the Radar.
News. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
I'm here.
And these are the Under the Radar stories. Now, this is one that is not really under the radar, but we're going to keep on talking about it. And this is the story of Ralph Yarl, the 16-year-old who was shot after going to the wrong house. He was going to pick up his siblings, and he was shot by Andrew Lester, an 85-year-old white man. He has now been charged with 1 count of felony assault in the first degree and 1 count of armed criminal action that's also a felony. And according to his statement to police, he's saying that he had just laid down in bed when he heard the doorbell ring. He picked up his gun and went to the front door, which is an interior main door and an exterior glass storm door, both of which were locked. And he said he saw a black male pulling on the exterior storm door handle. He believed somebody was trying to break into the house and shot twice within a few seconds of opening the door. He said he had never seen the man before and that no words were exchanged during the incident, and the male had not said anything prior to pulling on the door handle. Well, because you didn't ask anything.
Right. This is heartbreaking.
Can I help you?
Right.
You know, you almost killed a 16-year-old, and now that 16-year-old Ralph Yarl is going to be traumatized. Fortunately, he is still alive.
Yes.
Right? And his mom sat down with Gayle King and discussed Joe Biden's phone call that she got.
I understand that President Biden called your home yesterday. What did he say to you all?
He said that he and Ralph joked that his dad was a clarinet player, and his dad told him that if it depended on President Biden to support the family on his musical skills, the family was going to die hungry. And Ralph told him that he had jokes.
Oh, it's nice to hear that he's still got a sense of humor.
Yeah, so fortunately, it seems that Ralph Yarl will recover physically, but emotionally
forever.
And mentally,
right.
That is some forever, because even after he was shot in the head and trying to get help, none of the neighbors would try and help.
This is so sad. Sidebar, Andrew Lester looks a little crazy.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Well, you said it.
His mugshot. He looks...
And, Lee Merritt and attorney Ben Crump, both attorneys, are representing Ralph Yarl's family,
Right.
Ralph Yarl and his family. And they are saying that the president said that they want to make sure that there's justice for Ralph Yarl with everything that's been happening.
I'm glad that he has representation that's going to really bring this story to the forefront.
Because we might not ever have heard about it.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And a NICU nurse has adopted a 14-year-old patient who delivered triplets alone. Now, according to Sharia Small, she was in Indiana, and her nurse, Katrina Mullen, took note that Small's babies were premature. They were born at just 26 weeks, when on average it's 33 weeks for triplets, right? And due to their early birth, the babies, Serenity, Samari, and Soraya, had to stay in the NICU at a community hospital north in Indianapolis for more than 5 months.
Oh, wow.
According to Today.com. They actually got to know each other really well, the nurse and Sharia Small. And here is what Nurse Katrina Mullen had to say about helping out with the family and taking care of not just the triplets, but also the mom.
Tell me about the first time you saw Sharia.
I knew this backstory of that she was a young mom, and I just thought, man, how hard that would be. I was a teen mom.
I didn't have my own mom, so she was basically the only person that I had.
Without a moment's hesitation, I said yes, because I didn't want her, after everything she'd already been through, to have to be separated from them.
How did you even have the bandwidth to say yes to that?
I didn't.
Wow. Yes. So Sharia, 14 years old, gave birth to triplets. She would have lost the babies to foster care if the nurse Katrina Mullen had not stepped in and adopted her.
Listen, my daughter was in NICU. She was in there for 1 or 2 months. The NICU nurses are the sweetest and kindest and most gentlest nurses, and they are really providing these babies 24-hour around the clock service.
And that's also a horrifying, scary time for you as a mom.
Yeah, because I had to leave my child there. I had to leave my baby there. Rain wasn't even 3 pounds when she was born. So you see all kinds of different babies in there that are being cared for by these NICU nurses. So kudos to her. I love this story.
All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And we do have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour, so you can dance on a Tuesday with us. Also, Fridayy is joining us, Philly's own Fridayy. God did, and he's going to tell you his story about basically how he's become one of the most sought after artists, and he's a threat because he not only does he write his music, but production, all of that. Yes. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee,
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
Yes.
This is also a favorite of ours.
It really is. I get
right.
excited. It's so much stuff always coming out.
Well, Kelly Ripa welcomed her husband, Mark Consuelos. That's her new live co-host after Ryan Seacrest left.
Okay.
And they had their first episode yesterday. Here's how it started.
Joining me today and permanently until one of us dies is Mark Consuelos.
I just want to say a quick thank you for trusting me to be your co-pilot. I really appreciate it. Michael and Art, I appreciate it as well. It's so nice to see so many family friends and people here today. America. Thank you.
All right, now Mark Consuelos spoke to Us Weekly last night, and he said, I always feel at home with Kelly, but working together this morning just felt so right. He said they've always felt at ease when they're together, and he said we feel lucky that we get to do that daily as co-hosts. And she said he's a natural, and I have a good feeling this is going to be great for a while.
Okay.
There was some criticism.
Yeah,
of the two of them together.
There was.
And then there's some people that enjoyed it. But it
keeps the people talking.
And he's been a guest on there quite a bit. So
Angela, would you?
No.
Okay. Okay, next story.
All right, now Janet Jackson recently was on Today, and here's what she had to say about her son Issa. She was talking to the host Chanel Jones.
What is it about being a mom that just completes you?
Everything. When you're tired, when you need a break, I just love it all. When you're in that moment, you see something special happens. It's like, oh my God. And I know I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. Sorry, I'm getting emotional because I'm thinking of one thing in particular. And I'll never forget it. And it was just so beautiful. And I just thought, that's my baby. You're making me emotional.
Because I get it. I have 3 little ones. It puts everything in perspective.
That's the highest for me, being a mama.
Aw, Janet. Her
You know,
baby's
mama.
so cute. Her little son is so cute.
And I like how she barely shows him, but go ahead.
Yes, and they had the opening weekend of her Together Again tour. It was at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida.
Okay. I guess she probably brings her son on tour with her and stuff.
Yeah, because she's got people that can help out with that.
Take care of him, yeah.
Shout out to my guy, DJ Active, too. He's
Okay.
her DJ.
Oh, nice.
All right, now Meek Mill is going to be marching in Poland to fight anti-Semitism. He's going along with Robert Kraft. It's the 35th International March of the Living, and they're commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. So, they've previously teamed on criminal justice reform with their initiative Reform Alliance, and so now they're participating in the March of the Living today. It's part of a delegation from Robert Kraft's Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, and they have launched a new $25 million Stand Up to Jewish Hate campaign that's being supported by Mike Tyson, Tom Brady, John Bon Jovi, and more.
Okay. Would you consider Meek Mill an activist, Angela?
Well, he's been doing all this stuff with Reform Alliance, so I guess if you're active, in that way. And if anybody can do it, I mean, we saw a lot of things that were done to him when he was on probation and on parole for such a long period of time, to find out that cops were lying, the situation he had to go through with the judge.
Yeah.
So if anybody has firsthand experience and they can help educate other people, like Michael Rubin said, he didn't realize how flawed the system was because he's not somebody that had to go through that until Meek Mill.
Yeah.
All right, now Erykah Badu and Yasin Bey have joined forces. They're doing a tour together. You know, Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def.
Yes.
And so they have a tour that kicks off on June 11th. It's called the Unfollow Me Tour.
I love the title.
I know. Erykah Badu is so hilarious.
She's funny.
Yeah, so shout out to them for that tour.
Are we going to go? I used to have, when he was Mos Def, I used to have a crush on Mos Def.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Ain't that random?
Yeah, that is. I actually known him he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I've known him for a super long time.
Yeah. Okay, are we going to one of the shows?
We definitely can.
Okay.
Erykah Badu is like family to me. You know, she has a child with Jay Electronica.
Yeah, another one of your BFFs.
Yes. And she was actually up here with Puma the other day.
She stopped by to see you, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Erykah Badu.
Okay.
All right. And another friend of ours, Tashara Jones from Page Six, she recently did an interview with Marcus Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And this had you so tight just now. I hadn't even seen the whole thing. And Jasmine was like, I hate it here when this story happened. But here is Tashara Jones from Page Six interview with Marcus Houston.
There's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age, and, you know, they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not. You know, it's just, there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life, and this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
So what was your red flags? Like, no, you're out.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against single mothers with children, but just with me, for one, I grew up, I never really wanted kids. And, you know, I would talk to my dad a lot, and he would always tell me, look, have your own kids. You know, you don't know what the baby daddy's about.
He said he also doesn't like women with the attitude.
I don't have a problem with him not liking women with kids. Although I have a kid, it doesn't bother me. It's the whole women my age. You're 41. Like, cut it out.
Yeah, she's 22. He said, I'm 41. She's 22. I could have married a 44-year-old woman and it could have been disastrous. But then he said, women that are my age have a different outlook on life. Like, a lot of women my age are very independent. I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do it for myself. He said, I come from a generation I love to provide for my wife.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is your UT. And when we come back, let's talk about lip service. Speaking of younger people, because NLE Choppa has a big crush on Megan Good, but he was on lip service that's out today.
Right.
And we got some of that for you. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
Yes, I'm here again, Angela.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, fam.
And Lip Service comes out every Tuesday. And listen, sometimes we play some of it on the show. Sometimes we just cannot.
It's a lot. It's a lot sometimes.
But people get very sensitive about anything that has to do with sex.
And I don't know why, because most of us are doing it.
That's why we got here. Some of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of us not.
Yeah.
But NLE Choppa is on today, and that episode is going to drop today at 2:00 Eastern.
Okay.
And so we had a lot of conversations, some of it which we're not going to play here, but some things we can. You know, he was going really hard to try to holler at Megan Good.
Very hard.
I mean, and he still is. Megan Good said he's just too young for her. But
right.
Here's what he had to say. Can you see yourself in a relationship again anytime soon?
No.
Yeah.
But what about Megan Good? What if she wanted to be in a relationship? Would you change your rule for Megan Good?
Mm-hmm.
With the lip,
He just said no, and then he said yes 2 seconds later.
I said anything for Megan Good.
Have you been able to take on a date yet?
No.
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
One day.
You look so sad.
Yeah. I'm trying to send her flowers. That's all I really want to do. To hear that she got them. I don't want nothing else.
Okay.
His whole tone changed.
I was just trying to send her flowers.
He trying to sound sweet.
Yeah.
And he's only 20 years old. Let's be clear.
And she is 41.
Yeah, so.
Would
it
you
could be like a reverse Marcus Houston.
Would you?
What?
Oh my gosh. Would you? What's the?
No, I'm not. I would not date a 20-year-old.
You wouldn't even let me.
You're asking,
Angela, you would not even let me ask somebody.
20?
No, I wouldn't either. But I'm.
Yeah, come on, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
All right. But not saying that Megan shouldn't date NLE Choppa. I don't want to throw no salt in the game.
You already did.
All right.
Blocker.
All right. Another thing that happened is, can I say the name of the song? I don't want anybody getting mad. All right. The song is called "Slut Me Out." And
I'm
if you
offended.
guys
I'm offended.
Recall, there's a video for this, and Suki Hana's in it, and she has Suki Hana and Sexy Red.
Okay.
And they're on all fours like dogs in it, and NLE Choppa is leading them by their hair, like the hair is a leash, kind of.
Okay.
And it caused a lot of controversy. And here is what NLE Choppa had to say about that.
Like similar to like what just happened with the Slut Me Out shoot, with all of that stuff. I think it kind of got took out of like proportion of like we just wanted to have like fun during the video and things of that nature, and it got took out of context of like who I really am. Like I'm young, I'm gonna have plenty of mistakes moving forward, and one thing about it, I don't want to beat myself up about it, but I genuinely care about people. So like when somebody say something about me or they judge me and have this picture painted of me a certain way, I take it to the chin. But I take full accountability though for any action.
All right, so that's him saying that, he gets very sensitive about it, but he also can take accountability.
Yes, and he said, he's young, he's going to make mistakes in the future, but like you said, he is being accountable or taking accountability for it.
Right, and he's got some hit songs out right now too, by the way. The song with Lil Wayne, which he talks about too, working with Lil Wayne.
I love that song.
And other topics that we can't air here, we thought about it, but then decided against it because we don't want any complaints.
Yes.
Losing his virginity at an extremely young age, being in a threesome with a woman he wasn't attracted to, being nasty in the bedroom. Interesting what he has to say about his nipples. That's all I have to say. I can say that, right? Okay, I'm being really, really careful.
Yes, as you should. And so people can check out everything he said.
Yes, on Lip Service.
Okay.
That's out today at 2:00. Now, is that okay? All right. We got to switch over to some other things because every week it's always jam-packed for me. I was in Vegas over the weekend at the National Association of Broadcasters. I actually did a sit-down live interview with Bob Pittman for his Math and Magic podcast that comes out in a couple of weeks.
Can you just say who Bob Pittman is really quick?
Bob Pittman is our CEO here at iHeart.
Okay, that's big. That's big, Angela.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a great interview. And this week, one of the things we talked about was philanthropy, right? And why it's important for me to always give back. And I'm on the board for the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. And we're going to talk about that because I want to let you guys know about the gala that's coming up and who's being honored, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting honored tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that as well. And so this is all about community, but I want to make sure, and I always say this, right? It is a very popular saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. And
yeah,
it's true.
No, I'm not saying it's true. I was wondering if it went like that, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, look, much is expected.
Yeah.
You got to do some things.
I 100% agree with you.
All right. So we'll talk about that, about union settlement and about the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. When we come back, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, what's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
Yes, I am here.
Yes, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is, we were trying to figure out this phrase, to whom much is given, much is, I said expected,
required.
Right,
required.
I think is what it says in the Bible.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
And one thing I was going to talk about is the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. They're having their 26th annual awards gala.
Okay.
And that's going to be happening on Thursday. So if anybody went to the University of the West Indies, that's always exciting. But what I love about it is that it's an organization that's been around for quite some time.
Okay.
And they really give scholarships to students who go to the University of the West Indies. And I always say this, a lot of people go on vacation to the Caribbean, but you got to make sure that you give back. For some of these really, really bright students, sometimes the only thing that separates them from what they could obtain is
Money.
just having access, right? And having finances.
Yes.
And so you get to actually meet some of the students who have gotten these awards and hear their stories. I remember hearing one student talking about a natural disaster that happened and the home was destroyed and the family couldn't send them to the university. But then the FUI, American Foundation, came through with the scholarship for them. And one of the students who I gave a scholarship to is actually going to be there too. So that's
dope.
really exciting for me you get to meet the students, and you can even choose which island you want to give, a student from that island. My mom is from Montserrat.
Right.
So I try to make sure.
I feel like I went with you to this. Was it last year?
Yeah, I
or the
think
year
it was before that.
Before COVID? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
But it's an amazing, amazing organization. So I do want to shout out to them. And they're actually honoring some people who I know this year.
Like?
Don Pooh.
Oh, okay.
And Don Pooh is the founder of Brooklyn Chop House, Brooklyn Dumpling House. He's also, somebody who I actually went to when I was first starting my first brick and mortar business because he owns IHOPs and things like that. So I just want to shout out to him.
He's a heavy hitter for sure.
Yes, he is. And so I really wanted him to be honored too. So I'm glad he is. He's from Barbados.
I did not know Don Pooh was from Barbados.
And Sandra Richards, and she is the head of global sports and entertainment and segment sales and engagement for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management.
Okay.
And I've actually met her before, so I'm glad that she's being honored as well. Mrs. Beverly Hunter is also being honored. She's the senior administrative officer for the University of the West Indies. So I want to shout out to all of them. Hazel Carter, the Honorable Mark Brantley, and who's the premier of Nevis.
Okay.
And so shout out to everybody.
So this is on Thursday.
On Thursday,
okay.
yes. And then I'm being honored tomorrow for a union settlement. So I just want to shout out to them. They have programs that they help in East Harlem. People live better lives, achieve their dreams. I actually went to visit them last week at their location. Got to meet some of the seniors who they service, some of the people in the community, with just real tangible things. So
okay, and you're being honored there, Angela, and it's called what is it called?
Union Settlement.
Union Settlement. Okay.
Yes, you can go to unionsettlement.org to learn more. But when we come back, Friday is going to be joining us.
Yay!
His EP is out right now. They also have the deluxe version that's available. He's from Philly. You know him from God Did and Lost and Melody is out now. He's an amazing artist, and I cannot wait to hear what he's got to say. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn it all the way up. Angela Yee is way up.
One of the most amazing things you've already made happen, and this is a real tear-jerking moment, but buying your mama a house.
Oh, facts.
Yes. How did you break the news to her? Was it something that you guys worked on together? Was she part of the process, or were you like, bang, today this is what we doing?
Nah, I've been telling her like months before, like, I'm about to buy you a house. You know what I mean? Even the house I bought her, I showed her like this might be the one, but I never like let her see it in person. So she was like excited like for like 2 months, like just let me see the crib. You know what I mean? Like I let everybody else come see the crib. Like, you know, my aunt came to see it, my uncles, my cousins. She was the only one that never saw it until I bought it.
And you bought her house before you bought your house.
Nah, for sure. I had to.
Are you a mama's boy?
Yeah.
Clearly, right?
I'm the last son, so it's a little different with me and my mom.
My favorite track is Empty Stomach.
Yeah.
And you're really emotional, and are you a crier? You think you're a crier?
Yeah. Not on some though, like when I'm sad, I'll cry more like on some happy tip. Like if something happened, like I cry a lot making music. I'll say that. That's where I like express myself.
Does that help you produce better music? Is that someplace you have to go to in order to create some of your hits?
Yeah, I just feel like music my escape, so that's where I'm gonna show myself the most. You know what I mean? I don't really talk to people that much, or express myself in that way. So I feel like when it's time to create, it just come out natural.
Did you be like, is it the ugly cry, or is it just like a slide? It's
the ugly jump. You know what I mean? Especially I'm recording by myself, so I just let it all out.
And I think it's inspirational for people too, because there are people right now in that situation and others
Facts.
don't know. Like
Facts.
just because you might have had a song that, you know, got placement or something, but that doesn't mean you're rich or that you have money.
I'm happy you said that. That's the whole reason of that song. Like, I remember me and my brothers went to LA. We probably had like $3,000, $4,000 all together. We was like, let's just pay like 2 months rent. Going out there, everybody in Philly like, damn, these went to LA. Not knowing, like, if you don't go to LA with a plan, you gonna be up out there. Like, it's just like, and it's worse out there too, cause everything right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's not like Philly. Like, you could be down bad in Philly. Like, I don't care, everybody. You know what I mean?
We all do.
Yeah, we all.
And
It's
you're
regular.
home, too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when you in LA and you down bad and you just see the Capitol Records building, and you like, damn, I just want to get in this joint, bro.
Right.
And security not letting us in.
So you went up to Capitol to try to get in?
Yeah, I go there like every week. Me and my brothers.
So y'all would just go up and be like, hey.
We'll be on some tip like, I'm a producer. I got a session here. Security on some tip like with who though?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll be like, I don't know. They look up the name like your name not even on this list. At one point they banned my brother from the building. They like, bro. Security told him like, if you step 15 feet in this building, you calling the law.
You should go see that security again.
No bullshit. He'll be shot.
Like, I just want to say, but he was doing his job.
Yeah, he was doing his job.
What would you have done if you got in?
I just would have went to every room. Like, walked around the building, walked in any room, just play beats.
All right, Friday is here, Philly's own. And just to set the stage, Friday is on God Did. That was his song.
Yes.
Originally, that was an interlude.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so tell us that story.
I remember I sent the hook to my A&R Eddie. So Khaled hit us back and was like, hey, this a movie. Like, I need this for the album. 3-4 days went by. He just hit us like, I put 4 rappers on there. Like three rappers and a singer. So
not just any rappers.
Yeah,
right?
not just any rappers.
Right.
At first, we already started the paperwork. Like, it was supposed to be called God Did Friday Interlude. 3 days go by. He like, I put 3 rappers. I'm thinking Nas, Kanye, and Jay-Z. Just off the hook that I created. So I remember it was just like little rumors going around the industry. We never really got the confirmation who was on there until it really came out.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I didn't even hear the record till it came out.
Damn.
Where were you when you heard the record?
At my mom's house.
That must have been a I know your mom was
yeah, we was all right next to each other. Because it was like on some tip, like, especially when we heard John Legend was on the song, I was on some tip like, I might not even be singing lead anymore. You gotta think at
Right,
that,
because
you know what I mean?
that happens all the time.
It does.
And it's normal. I ain't saying, you know what I mean? At that point, I got 5,000-6,000 followers. I ain't nobody. So you know what I mean? I already put in my head, John Legend, he got it. I'm just probably singing the choir part on the hook, but he doing the lead. 12 a.m. It's just me and my family in the crib. We waiting for Khaled. You know what I mean? He doing his little talk. You know what I mean? My voice came in. We just started going crazy around the house. Like,
oh,
that's amazing. And you know what's interesting, because you have been doing music already for like almost 10 years, but people think that's the first look.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't understand the grind that happens beforehand.
Nah, for sure.
So can you talk about the time period of like when you first got started? Because I think for a lot of people out there, like I said, they just think, oh, he just, first time ends up on this big song. But it's a lot more than that.
Nah, for sure. It's just like you said, 10 years. Like, I got introduced to this like 8th, 9th grade from my cousin Marco. He a producer. Since then, he gave me a laptop. I was producing like every day.
But
like,
even before that,
even before that, I played my whole life. Yeah. And sung my whole life in church.
Yes.
Since I was like probably like 8 years old, like leading choirs. You know what I mean? But at the age 14, 15, when I started like producing and writing every day, I'll be up at night making songs and go right to school, to the point where my mom snapping on me, like, you know what I mean? So it's just 10 years in. Like, people think this happened overnight, but it's like they don't see like all the work you really put in to get here.
And your dad was a pastor?
Yeah.
So how does he feel about all this?
You're a preacher's kid.
Yeah, for sure. he feel good about it. You know what I mean? It's a little different because I got Haitian parents, but they already knew he talented. But the way Haitians look at it, if it ain't school or go to college, you ain't really, you ain't on it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Until it happens, and
so
they
just looking at it as like, all right, this is a little fun hobby. You talented, but if you don't go to college or school, you gotta get out the crib. So when I first got like my first check in 2020, that changed everything. Like, they wasn't really rocking with it. You gotta think like rent due, your son making beats, a lot of in the house.
Did you have a job also?
You know what I mean?
Did you have a job also, or no?
No, I was on and off with the job, so it was like, you know how moms is, like, she nice the whole month. So it was the first hit. First hit, I already know. I'm acting like I don't even see her. And she about to snap on me.
Like she the landlord.
Yeah. Rent dude, like I don't got no bread. I'm just making beats in the house.
What kind of jobs did you have?
I worked at Domino's.
Okay.
Domino's, I with Domino's heavy. No,
Yeah,
that was
okay.
a good job for me, like, cause I was on. It's just different.
But you delivering the pizza?
Yeah,
inside?
delivering. Like,
Okay.
'cause I was just listening to music.
Did anybody ever not pay or like steal pizza from you or anything while you were
No,
delivering?
I'll give you the game though. Don't do Domino's in the hood. Remember my cousin Leo? He was like, bro, I just got Domino's. I'm like, I'm not doing Domino's. It's gonna rob me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was like, no, it's a joint like 20 minutes out the city. It's like a suburb. This
Okay.
where I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where the white people at. He like, bro, they giving me
They tip well?
They giving me $10 tips, $20 tips. He like, it's this one old ass bull. He give me like 50 every time I go to his crib. That's how they rock. It's just different. I'm like, we over there. I was getting like some nice little bread at Domino's.
All right, well, Fridayy is here. We have more with him when we come back about his new EP and how he got to the point where he's at. Lost in Melody, the EP Deluxe is out now. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here. And Philly's own Fridayy is here. Now, how did your mom feel about the song Know the Truth when she heard that?
Yeah, that's funny as She like that song, but she like, especially that you like a freak part. She like, what that mean?
She knows what that
Yeah,
means.
she know what that mean, but she like, what that mean?
What you say?
Nah, I don't be saying nothing. It'd be weird. I be trying to ignore it. Like, it's certain stuff I post, I try to block my mom from that joint. You know what I
block
mean?
my mom from my stories.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what you
yeah.
gotta do that.
Your mom be in my stories.
She be in everybody's stories. She don't even know she blocked from my stories.
No, for sure. She be knowing when I block her too. She's like, why I'm not seeing nothing on your page? I'm like, cause I just posted a Know the Truth song. I don't want you to see that right now.
And you performed at the Grammys.
Yeah,
That's a bit huge deal.
I mean, that's a huge look. So let us know what that whole experience was like, even the rehearsals.
I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous that whole week.
I'd have
Like,
been nervous
out
too.
my ass. Like, I'm thinking like, bro, like, I could mess up a Jay-Z performance.
Can you imagine?
That's in my head the whole week.
It'll
I
go
wouldn't even
viral.
lie to you. I'm not telling nobody this, but that's in my head, bro. I could really mess up a Jay-Z performance.
What was the moment like when you were actually on stage performing?
It was just free. Like, I remember, like, before the performance, if you see on my TikTok or Khaled page, Khaled walked in my trailer. You know what I mean? And he played the instrumental. He brought all his people. He played the instrumental in my ear. Mind you, I'm in the trailer just singing it over and over to make it right. You know what I mean? Come to my trailer, play the instrumental, just told me to sing it. You know what I mean? Right before the performance. And I just busted out. It was just crazy. Everybody like, are you ready? So that's just the energy I came in on the performance. Like, I just came in like, yeah, I seen Jay-Z. I was like, yo, where my mic at? I was ready. Like, I walked like, where my mic at? What's up, Jay-Z? How are you? Because it's like, these niggas not worried about you. Like, these niggas not thinking, is he nervous? Like, you got to do your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't do your job, they going to call you out on it. It was just professional. Everybody came to do what they needed to do.
Fridayy is here, Philly's own.
What is it like working and meeting Jay-Z? Because I would feel like it would be surreal.
It's like not what you think. Jay-Z cooler than a lot of little like, you know what I mean? You know how little be in the game like on some cocky. Jay-Z really like a cool. When I'm next to him, I don't feel like he's a celebrity.
You feel like he's a regular person?
Regular person saying regular jokes. I remember like doing, you know what I mean? I remember like doing the performance. We taking a picture. He like, I fought for you, right? I'm like, what you mean? He like, they was trying to take you off the record.
Ooh.
But Khaled been told me Jay-Z fought for you.
Oh, well, that's dope.
You know what I mean? But hearing it from him,
right?
He like, bro, when I heard your voice, it just sounded hungry. And then he gonna tell me like, when you make it, don't forget about me. I said, I'm about to forget about you. You know what I mean?
That's impossible.
That's really amazing. And to hear it straight from him.
Nah, for sure.
And then what about Lil Baby? Now, explain how that song that you did Forever, how that came about. Because he actually got that song from Vori.
Vori, that was me and Vori's song. And Vori posted it on Instagram. It just started going crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody posting it on YouTube, SoundCloud. I don't know how Lil Baby heard it, but he heard it. And he just hit Vori like, bro, I need that hook. I called Vori like, hey, what you want to do? You know what I mean? Vori like, bro, you gotta think I'm fresh off God did. So Vori like, bro, it's your time, bro. Like,
That's so nice.
You know what I mean? Real.
Well, and then you did the deluxe version of the album. Okay, of the EP. So timing wise, because sometimes people sign a deal and then it takes a long time for them to, put out any music. So what's the experience been like for you? Have you been able to dictate like, okay, here's the plan. We're doing this, then we're going to do the deluxe, then...
It wasn't really no plan. It's like right after God did, the whole world watching me. So we just had to give him give him the EP. Right after the Grammys performance, like everybody watching me again.
Right.
That's when we gave him the deluxe. So it was just like trying to like capitalize off the moments. But I feel like this time around we really got time to. It's gonna be a different time where we set everything up the way we need to.
Feels good.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Fridayy, thank you so much for coming through, and we're so happy that you came here. We are on in Philly,
yes,
which is an honor for us, and so congratulations on everything.
I appreciate you. Thank
and
you for
we'll
having
see
me.
you again. Listen, just like Jay-Z said, don't forget about us.
No, I won't. You legendary, man.
Say
that. Sure, this one of my I used to watch you since I was a youngin', so this one of my dreams right here.
All right, well, thank you so much, Fridayy, for joining us. That was great. You can watch the whole entire interview on Way Up With Ye on YouTube. And when we come back, we have Ask Ye. That's when you get to call in and ask whatever questions that you might have. Again, we are always here to help. This is different than Tell Us a Secret, where we don't judge you. Here, we talk back a lot. It's Way Up With Angela Yee.
Everybody access. Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
All you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
Yes, it's Way Up With Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Yes.
And we are ready for Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. Hello, who's this?
This is Harlem Rockstar. What up, Yee?
Oh, what's up, girl? Good to hear from you again.
What's going on? It's good to hear from you as well, and congratulations.
Thank you,
on your new show and your segment. It's fire, it's fire. So, I have a question, right?
Okay, it's Ask Ye. Let's hear your question.
All right. I'm a gay woman.
I know.
And at times, right, it's pretty evident, it's all over my gram. And at times I have a hard time approaching women because, you can't just look at a person and figure out whether they're gay or straight. And it's not that I don't have the confidence. I think maybe it's more so I'm scared of the rejection. Like, I don't want a woman to feel like I'm being too aggressive or that I'm just automatically assuming that she's going to be gay. So my question to you is, what's like a polite way to approach a woman?
I think that approaching somebody like who you don't know, period, should always be the same, because you don't know if you're even going to like them yourself until you even start a conversation. So I think just being, polite, having something personable to say to them, and then taking it from there is always a good approach, because it's not like, no matter if you're gay or straight, you're not going to just approach somebody and be like, I like you, what's good? You're
I like you, what's good?
Right, you're going to have a regular conversation, and I think that, they'll feel the vibe of you liking them or not, or whatever, and then, I feel like that is something that will come up like pretty naturally. If somebody's not interested, you'll get that vibe too.
Yeah, because sometimes like I could be walking in like the street and I'll see a woman looking at me and it's like I want to approach her and say something, but then I'm like, I don't know, maybe she just like my outfit or something. Like,
yeah, just say something funny or cute, or compliment them on something, that they have on, or just say, whatever it is that you can find at that moment that's funny, that's cute, and you see somebody looking at you, just do that. What do you think, Jasmine?
What type of women do you like? Because I feel like some women are kind of easier to identify that are gay. What kind of women do you like?
Yeah, I like, well, of course, beautiful women, smart women, independent.
How do they look, though?
I like feminine women because I'm like what they call like a AG. He knows, it's all over my gram. And I would think that I look pretty good too. But I'm attracted to feminine women, like women that wear like makeup and like heels and things like that. Because I don't.
And you can tell if somebody likes you too. So I just feel like just approach people as human beings. Whether or not you're even going to like them is not a question at first. If you had something cute, funny to say, do that. And then see how they respond. And if there's a little vibe going, then you follow up.
Yeah, thank you. And that's what I'm going to do, because I feel like there's this stigma that just because someone is gay, that we just
like every woman.
Right. Yeah, which is not the case, because I don't like every woman. There's some, some crazy ones that's out there.
Oh, you don't like crazy?
I don't, not anymore. I'm growing past that. I'm healing from that. So, I guess, I'm going to take your advice and, hopefully I'll find me a nice young woman and we,
All right, well, I look forward to the updates, Harlem Rockstar.
Good luck.
Yes, Harlem Rockstar, y'all. That's my IG. I can say that?
Yes, that's your 2 R's at the end of Rockstar, right?
I am Harlem Rockstar. Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Good luck.
All right, well, that was Ask Ye. Again, if you have a question that you want to ask us, 800-292-5150 is the number. When we come back, we have your last word. You can Ask Ye on there. You can talk about whatever happened on the show, weigh in. You can tell us a secret. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
That voice is scaring me, Angela.
I want to take a vacation so bad.
Let's go.
But I'm broke.
You're not broke.
I am for now.
Okay.
I'm broke. I'm
right.
cash poor.
There we go.
I'm cash broke.
Cash poor.
I'm cash broke. All right. Well, I want to thank Fridayy for coming through today.
Okay.
Straight out of Philly. We'll be in Philly soon for the Roots picnic.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be so fun.
By the way, right? Rooms booked.
Yeah. They are booked, yes.
Rooms booked.
Okay.
I booked my room.
Okay.
Also, I want to thank everybody who called in today. We started a new segment. I know we tested it out previously, but now it's a staple on the show.
Okay, and it's called
Gurus on the Gram. Okay. Now, when Chris Witherspoon was here, he was the one that actually helped come up with the title for that.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, what was it called? He called it, and then I think he called it Instagram Gurus, and then we changed it to Gurus of the Gram.
Okay.
So today we were talking about whether or not you would, I guess, cater to your significant other if they didn't want you to communicate, follow, whatever, not deal with, but just kind of
social media.
Yeah,
stuff.
social media stuff. But also even talk to your ex. If they were like, hey, I don't want you doing that anymore. Stop with the communications. Because one particular guru, Zion, as his name said, that whatever your significant other wants, you should just do it.
Yeah.
And I think some things might be worth a conversation. And if something really bothers, because I do believe if something bothers someone, you don't just say go to hell.
Right.
Sometimes you listen and you compromise or you do what they say, and sometimes they could be wrong.
Yeah.
It could be insecurity. So a lot of people called in for that.
Some strong opinions about this one.
Yes, and we are going to do last word because in case you couldn't get through today, you had to ask Ye question, you wanted to comment on Gurus of the Gram. We would love to hear from you. In case you want to tell us a secret, that's tomorrow. Ooh. Maybe you want to weigh in on yesterday's Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150 is Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, I'd like to shine a light on me. Name's Jeremiah Perkins, Cleveland, Ohio. I'm just blessed, highly favored, reconnected. My relationship with God, my family's good, my business good, even my restaurant is good. So I cannot complain. So I just wanted to shout out me. I wanted to pat myself on the goddamn back. So I appreciate y'all time. Y'all keep going.
Hey, this is Tor calling from New Orleans. I want to shine the light on my wife, man. My wife has been holding it down since we've been impacted by a hurricane almost a year and a half ago. She has been doing so much, and I just want to shine a light on my wife for always having my back and holding us down, man. I love you, baby.
I just want to say my opinion on the social media situation when it comes to significant other trying to control you and tell you what you can't do and like a person's picture. I think that is just beyond stupidity, and I believe that shouldn't be the focus. That is just straight jealousy, and obviously you have some type of insecurities with yourself, and if you can't trust that person, then you shouldn't be with that person.
So as far as the topic, I was just saying that it's definitely circumstantial. Sometimes it is your partner's insecurities being put onto you, but you know your partner, you know your situation. The one person you can't lie to is yourself. So if you know that you're keeping this person around or still entertaining because there's something there within you, then you need to check yourself, or you're going to mess up your relationship. Like I said, I was in a relationship where my partner didn't want me to have contact with my daughter's father unless it was about my child. But we didn't work in a relationship. However, we are great at co-parenting, and we're friends, and we're good in that area, in that space, and we're going to keep that space no matter who I'm with. I have a child with this person. I have to communicate with him. So I feel like that was definitely insecurity. But if there's somebody I was keeping around just to entertain, then that's on me. I gotta check myself.
Angela Yee is way up.
All the way up.